Hi, and welcome to 4 Things You Should Know on the show All About Berea. And this is what we try to do every week to tell all Bereans the 4 things they should know this week. It's kind of a quick way you can get yourself up to date if you don't have time to read a whole newspaper. So, this is February 19th. Number 1, the local group working to get Berea to go wet had to call it quits this week when they weren't able to gather the necessary signatures. They calculate that by doing 25% of the voters of the last election, which would have been November 2012, and that would have been 1375. They were only able to actually get 1142. Now, when a group first gets a petition and gets a signed card, they have 6 months from that day to try to get the number of elections. So this group would have started in September, so now in February they're coming to the end of that time. They went ahead and turned in their signature cards to the county clerk, who did confirm that they are short over 200 votes. So there is not going to be a local option alcohol referendum election this year in Berea. Jim Lucas and Tom McKay were 2 of the ones heading up that effort. Both of them said they are done. They are not going to do this again, but if somebody else wants to pick it up, maybe they want to try to pick up signatures on a year that's off year so that they have a lower, the percentage will be lower of the amount of people they need to get signed up. But as of now, that effort has been laid down. Number 2, a draft of a fairness ordinance was presented to the Berea City Council this past Tuesday. For those of you who are following the issue, the Human Rights Commission, Berea Human Rights Commission, approached City Council in October and asked them to give them some help in drafting what they're calling an anti-discrimination ordinance, but is otherwise known more popularly as the Fairness Ordinance. So City Council members Diane Kirby, Chester Powell, Ronnie Terrell, and Billy Wagers all volunteered to serve on that committee. They also pulled in some people from the Ethics Committee to help them draft it. So this past Tuesday, they actually presented the culmination of their work. City Council will take a look at it, and they have decided to have a longer work session at their next City Council meeting, which will be March the 4th, Tuesday. They're going to meet at 4 o'clock in the community room at Berea City Hall. So for those of you who would like to take part in that, that work session is going to be March 4th, community room at City Hall at 4:30. I'm sorry, I might have said 4, it's 4:30. Number 3, the Berea Municipal Utilities needs a new substation on Lewis Street. This is something that's actually been on the books since the mid-1990s. The Lewis Street was built in the early 1970s, and it was built for 4 kilowatt voltage. Now, the issue is since then, electricity is being transmitted on 12 kilowatt voltage. That's what the new Rash Road substation has been doing, the one that was built in 1993. So there has been, ever since the mid-90s, the plan that they are going to have to ultimately revamp the system to go to 12 kilowatt voltage. The problem? Price. This is going to be over a $3 million project to build a whole new substation. Now, if they decided to rehab the old Lewis Street one, which has been an idea, it would cost about $400,000 less. But what they say is that could have some real safety concerns if they try to take a framework of a kilowatt voltage frame and then put breakers and transformers that are used for 12 kilowatt. That would not be a good situation, 12 kilowatt voltage. So right now they're looking at that. When council members asked them if there could possibly be some assistance with that, some grant help, Ed Fortner, the director of the Berea Municipal Utilities, said probably not. There doesn't seem to be grant money for electricity, and right now there's just not a whole lot of grant money at all. He said, as we know, the utilities company runs by rates, so they might have to be looking at a loan or a bondage issue, which might come back to the consumers of the electricity. But that is something, they say, very preliminary. Right now they are just beginning to have talks about how to finance this thing. But that is one of the main projects that the utilities company is looking at, along with the new dam and a new collection system for the sewage. And finally, number 4, this weekend there's going to be an American Spiritual Ensemble. This is a professional singing group that performs classical spirituals throughout the country. They're going to be coming to Berea Friday through Sunday. They're going to be doing some different workshops. This ensemble tells stories through spirituals that have been historically passed on for the group. They're going to collaborate with different choirs while they're here in Berea this weekend. That would include the Berea College Concert Choir, the Women's Chorus, the Black Music Ensemble while they're here. And for those of you who would like to hear them perform, they are going to give a concert at Union Church on Sunday at 3. So for those of you who would really want to see them in action, it's an amazing spiritual ensemble. There's also going to be a Berea student and community participant concert on Saturday night at Union Church, and that would take place at 8 p.m. for those of you who might actually want to not just watch, but partake. So that is 4 things about Berea. Thank you so much.